gentlemen, let's talk about the law school hijab controversy. Let's start with you, Mr. Kiyomi.
I think we are trying to politicize or put everything, religion into everything we do, and that's very strange and that's very bad for our country these days. For us who have done that, I think it's odd. It's something that everyone has condemned, and I feel it's not the right thing to do for the lady. But that professor that went to the house that, I think he had a very good name, was columnist some people in the newspapers. I think it's just trying to create controversy. For me, it is illegal. It does not conform to the ethics of the profession for her to use hijab. You know, years, decades ago, some guys were, they could not recite the national anthem because of their religious belief. And the person was not allowed to participate in the NYC project. So for that lady, for this Fedos Ama, she should just be able to just go and forget about the profession. But
she cannot conform.
Yes, that's my opinion.
Okay. Honorable, I'm actually going to be taking it from a different angle. Now let's talk about religions and various rules or probably profession that we have in Nigeria, because we've seen a lot of there are even some churches or so that don't even get to take blood. Yes, or
They don't
something.
take
They
blood
take
transfusion.
blood transfusion. So now let's talk about it playing out in the society that we live in.
Yeah, you know, we should be very careful when we talk about religion, because religion is a personal thing. And people should allow it to remain a personal thing. For instance, if you go to a church, maybe Jehovah's Witness, and the person is sick and goes to hospital, he cannot take blood, it's up to him. You know, if he dies in the process, that's his choice, right? Now, recently I was watching Iran, where a lot of ladies say they don't want to wear scarf, they don't want to cover their face again. You know, that's place they are forcing them, they still don't want to do it again. In Egypt, it's happening like that. What I'm trying to say is that let your religious beliefs be your personal issue. Don't force it on others. You know, if you belong to a profession that says this is how you should dress, if you feel you cannot dress like that, then don't be a member of that profession. Rather than you do it and then you now begin to put it on others. What does she intend to gain from it? There are so many problems in the law profession that we need to be talking about, we need to be resolving. When you bring an unnecessary issue like this to come and disturb the people, it's unnecessary. You know, let everybody worship your religion to the extent that the other person also worships
it doesn't interfere.
Don't let your religion interfere with others.
Person.
Don't let others interfere with your own. You know, that's what I think it should be. We should not politicize religion. You know, it's a sensitive issue, and we should let religion continue to remain as a personal issue that is personal to only you.
Okay. All right, Mr. Ike.
I think, Honorable Sir, it is, for me, it is because we have been too careful about religious issues. That's why some of these things are festering. If we confront them for what they are, a distraction from nation building, a distraction from economic progress, a distraction from even personal fulfillment, people will understand it better. But because, religion is a sensitive issue, let's be careful. People are now careful, dodging otherwise very volatile topics that should be confronted head on.
Okay.
This thing, if we allow it to progress from this point to another level, we will see more, as we already see, like we're discussing off camera, the Friday,
WAEC on Fridays.
I wrote to
They've actually adjusted it. It's been adjusted.
We did all our practicals on Saturdays. We wrote, I think, English language those days.
So because it's
On
a
a
Friday,
Saturday.
nobody can write exams.
Because
I mean,
it affects
doesn't make any
Jumet.
sense.
They say
My
it actually
point
affects Jumet.
is religion should not interfere with any other thing, especially in a secular environment. Those who created this costume for lawyers, those who founded it had reasons. One of them, I'm not a lawyer, but if I am a Catholic and before a judge, if I am a judge as a Catholic I dress in my sultan and my skull cap, and then somebody who is wearing a scapular or rosary comes before me, immediately that suggests bias to me. Because even if I don't know the person, I am already seeing one of my own. So to mitigate prejudice, to stop it from interfering with the dispensation of justice, those are some of the reasons why they said, wear this, don't be flashy, don't
So you're neutral.
unnecessary attention with
Exactly.
the colors or everything you're wearing. You went to law school, you went to a university to study law for 5 years. You did a lot of things in the university. You now went to law school. On your call to bar, you decided to enforce an Islamic mode of dressing, if it is, because I have my doubts. If you go to the Middle East, Middle East Christians dress like this. Hijab is a Middle Eastern mode of dressing. I don't think Muhammad, who started Islam, invented hijab and say, you must wear this. Across the Middle East, from Pakistan to all of them, we have Christians in Iraq and Iran. This is the way most of their women dress. So it is not Islamic. No, those of us who see some of these pictures, artworks that Michelangelo and all those ones did of Virgin Mary and all those women who followed Christ those days, is hijab. That's just the way they are pictured. So it is not peculiar.
I get what you mean.
You understand?
I get what you mean.
You want to say
Can I put
something?
something? See, this issue of hijab must not drag on like that, because if you are not very careful with this issue, and if fire worshipper, son of a fire, who is his father is a yes,
The
and
traditionalists.
Shango worshipper,
If I put
Just
and
their apparel.
in
Yeah.
the Shango worshippers.
Okay.
Apart from Arembe's own.
We have to be very
Yes,
careful.
it happened in
When
Osun
this
State.
thing was trending,
One else.
a reverend sister who also went to law school was pictured
Yes.
with her picture dressed in her
As a nun.
and then the other one completely
As a lawyer.
complying
Yes,
with the prescriptions of the legal dress code. So why should your own be different?
All right, somebody here is saying, Alana, I hope I got that right. Alana from Lagos says, the question here is the bar profession Sharia based? If not, then why this calculated attempt to heat up anything? If not checked, religion will begin to dictate
That's
the
it.
way we live our lives, which is
That's
exactly
exactly
what
what it
we've been
is.
talking about. But then this a young lady has insisted, that she will stand her grounds. That's the picture behind us there. She does look beautiful, if you ask me. She looks beautiful. But the thing is, like the other female lawyer said, instead of wearing the whole thing, why don't you just cover your hair a little bit so that the cap can fit? And it's all about covering the hair, right? And your head is still covered and you haven't broken any rules. Why don't you just...
I guess she just
You
wants
know-
to make a
You
stand.
know one thing we should avoid is extremism in every religion. You know, that's why I say it's a personal thing. If you are doing any religion to extreme, it is your personal thing. Because if you do, for instance, Boko Haram is extremism. You know, the way they feel it must be done only day, and then you are killing fellow Muslims, you're killing fellow Christians. You know, and ISIS is the same thing. It's extremism. Oh, we are the most religious Muslim, therefore other Muslims are not good. Christian or other person is good. It is we only our belief, extremism, and they are killing people all over the world. You know, so what we need to do is encourage people to avoid extremism. Know fully well that it is a personal thing. You in your belief, or your extreme belief, but don't use it to affect the life of other people. You know, because right now we have not been able to settle the issue of Boko Haram. Extremism, they don't want girls to go to school. You go to Hijab, you carry 200 girls. You now go to Dapchi, or you carry additional girls here. What is the aim? So that these girls don't go to school. It's extremism, extreme belief. You know, if you believe that girls should not go to school, okay, don't marry a girl that went to school. If you are a Muslim, believe that girls should not go to school. Don't marry a girl that went to school.
Keep it personal,
Or
like you said.
when you have your own daughter, tell your daughter not to go to school. But
Why
again,
impose it on
your daughter is
everybody?
another human being.
I
If the
get
poor
you.
girl say, I want to go to school, okay, it's your personal thing, go. But I, your father, I believe you should not go to school. That way you do it. But for you to now go to school to kill people, to carry against away from going to school because you feel that your extreme views and that they should not go to school? I don't know.
Okay, all right, because while we're discussing about this hijab, that's when I raised up the issue about the WAEC, the West African examination cancel, and whereby the professor for the Muslim rights concern, Professor Ishak
Akintola.
Yes, Akintola actually accused WAEC of oppressing Muslims, adding that the timetable was injustice against Muslims. Well, WAEC had to actually bow to the complaint, and they had to adjust the timetable. Now, the main issue is next year, another issue again will still crop up. Don't you think, where are we going to?
It's already
for
interfering.
me, there was a time I think we did, even on Sunday.
Yes.
When they canceled the paper, we shifted to Sunday.
Yes.
It's only one Sunday at BC Church.
If you go
Maybe
to
only
university in Nigeria,
Yeah.
of course, you know you write exams
Exam
on
on
Sunday.
Sunday.
I wrote
So-
a lot of exams on
on
Sunday.
Sunday. So-
And I'm a Christian. I should
Yeah.
be in church. Why didn't I make so
That
much
is it.
noise about
So
it?
if you're a Muslim and your wife is you are writing a paper on Friday, it's maybe only one or two
Choose.
Fridays.
It's just one Friday
No.
out of so many in your lifetime.
So why
is it
I
an
don't
issue?
know.
Anyways,
Some
let's
people
go
just
back
want
to
create-
the
that's
feedback
extremism we talk
platform.
about.
All right, she shouldn't have studied law or any uniform profession since she knows that she can't comply with the rules and regulation. That one is from Titi from Ogba. Well done, Galaxy TV. Inviting an okay, this one is saying, well done, Galaxy TV, inviting an all-Christian panel to discuss a sensitive national issue like the law of school hijab. Whatever happened to balance? Okay. Should I respond, or Mr. Ikem, you help me out to respond to this person?
Well, let me respond.
We are all Nigerians.
When I saw
We're all Nigerians. So.
Religion.
No, when I saw the topic we were going to discuss, I actually thought in that direction that if we have an all-Christian, so-called Christian
It might come
panel,
up as
it might come up as
being
that.
biased.
But we should
That's not what it
also
is.
try to discuss freely without some,
All these
tying
sentiments.
ourselves to some of
Yes.
those sentiments. It is neither here nor there. The truth is the truth. We are not lawyers, but we understand why lawyers dress the way they dress. This lady went to law school, passed through the whole thing, read through the code of ethics, including the dress code, and she disobeyed this thing.
Yes.
What kind of lawyer who disobeys the rules of her own profession does she want to turn out to be? So it doesn't. It's not a question of who the Christian or the
Exactly.
whatever, but the truth, which is what we must focus on if we want to make progress as a nation.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
Mr.
Let me say that there are a lot of great Muslim lawyers in this country, equal to great Christian lawyers.
Of course. The late Gani Fawoyi.
Yeah, we just saw. They showed a lot of lawyers who were robed there. I can assure you, majority of them may be Muslims. So when you talk, people say, "Oh, you are discussing an issue. Why is it only Christian?" For instance, I was called to come. I didn't even know of the topic we are going to discuss. So it's not as if people premeditated.
There's no
Yeah.
religious
I'm
bias
just here.
in
Yes,
this.
there's no
This is
religious
a
bias.
national
in it.
issue
And we
that
should
is
continue to
out there in the
remember
open.
that we are one country. These are the things that we are saying. It's like saying we are discussing the issue of herdsmen, and then they say there's no herdsman here,
Exactly.
therefore it's biased.
God bless you, sir.
I mean, it looks,
All right,
it looks absurd.
Mr. Shafiu says hijab is part of dressing in Islam. There is freedom of religion in Nigeria. Depriving a Muslim lady from wearing hijab amounted to victimization.
If she were a soldier or a police woman, would she dress it that way?
Okay.
To pursue her profession?
Fumi from Jos is asking the question, is she the only Muslim that was called to bar that day? So why should her own be different? I don't know too. If I say something now, they'll say because I'm not a Muslim. But then I'm even from a Muslim background. My grandfather was an imam, so this is not about being a Muslim or being a Christian. It's about national unity. That's the way I'm looking at it.
Even three of us, we don't know
Yes,
whether some of us are
but-
Muslims.
So
Don't even go
what
to
are we
national.
talking
It's
about?
about respect to the profession.
Exactly. Respect to the profession
to
you
that
have
particular
chosen.
task.
I just believe the time we all stop being, these Igbo, stop being tribalistic, stop being religious and other things, we will get to move forward. let's stop putting blames like, okay, because she's a Muslim or because she's a Christian, and that's why. Well, Patience, you're the one.
All right,
leading.
a lot of a lot of reactions here. People are really reacting based on the fact that nobody is a Muslim here. Blah blah blah. Well,
Maybe
okay.
I'll claim
But
it.
there's no
There's
let them know that there's no
herdsman here
No
too.
herdsman here.
We're looking at.
We're discussing the issue of herdsmen.
Okay.
You know?
All right, this one is saying, Ezekiel from Akure is saying, these people that call it, my advice is that the authority of the law school should enact a law that on the day of call to bar, your wig and gown, no more, no less. That's one way of looking at it. All right, we still have one more topic to discuss. Yes, this is the one I've been looking for. Shaidu Jibril says she has right to her religion and says, Honorable, I'm surprised at your responses. How sure are you that those who cater away with schoolgirls are Muslims? Are they not Christian? Nobody knows.
That Boko Haram.
It's not about being a Muslim.
The people claim,
Nigerians.
the Boko Haram claim that they put set up an Islamic caliphate. You know, they claim that these people are not worshipping Allah the way it's supposed to be.
I don't think you need to respond.
Let's not respond to that.
Don't
Anna from
listen.
Lagos.
knows.
Anna from Lagos says religion should not be imposed in a profession. If you can't abide by their rules, then don't join. Let's look at coppers. They want to be putting on skirts, which again is against their profession. For a long time, yes, you know, a lot of this time affects Christians. A lot of some people from the Christian sect too have been trying for there to be some kind of adjustment, you know, in the uniform to wear. And we saw that people have been kicking against that. So why won't you say because there's no Muslim or there's no Christian too, we can't discuss it? Please, like Honorable rightly said, religion is a personal thing.
Yeah.
Believe in whatever you believe in, but don't let it disturb the next person.
Yeah.
As simple as that. All right, let's move on to our last topic for the day, which is Nigerians suffer food insecurity. According to what we got on social media, 3.7 million Nigerians are looking at suffering food insecurity. The global food system is broken worldwide. 925 million are undernourished. The Asia-Pacific region ranks highest in terms of number of people, you know, that are currently suffering from food insecurity. But then the Food and Nutrition Insecurity Situation Analysis Report has indicated that over 3.7 million people are currently food insecure in Nigeria. This is it an SOS?
Yes, funny enough, Honorable, before you get to say that, because there's a statistic that by August 2018 is actually going to rise to 5.7
million.
Yes, million.
That will be hungry.
Yes.
Well, I think it is sad because the technology to provide food is not a new technology. It's just like electricity. It's a technology that is several hundreds of years old and it's available. And as a country, Nigeria will be earning money from oil, which we can use to diversify into agriculture. You know, we have trained professors, we have schools, and there are people who are interested in going to that profession. You know, so why we continue to import a lot of things we don't know until oil price fell to $20-something. Nigeria did not bother about planting rice or other things. You know, but since the price went down, people say, we're not going to have enough money to import rice, import this again, so let's begin to plant. So the revolution has started. I think we can conquer hunger, but it will be a shame on all of us. There are a lot of Nigerians who eat and throw away food. Whereas we have other of our brothers and sisters who are there who do not have enough to eat. You know, people should do more of charity work. Help the less privileged. You know, a situation where somebody cannot take lunch or take breakfast or dinner is very sad. In fact, it's a sin. For you to eat 3 square meals every day, your neighbor cannot eat square meals. We should be able to help our neighbor. But beyond that, government has a clear responsibility to feed the nation. And I want to commend some of the states in the north. They are doing quite well. Niger State, they just started a major irrigation program on the back of the Niger. And they have the biggest, what do you call it?
Dams.
Dams, no silos, and this is for cleaning rice, you know. they're taking it very seriously. Dangote is spending $1 million to plant tomatoes in the north. But we in the south, it looks like the southerners are the people who are waiting every month to collect money. If care is not taken, the agricultural revolution that is going in the north, in another 10 years, if they continue at that pace, I can assure you that the income they will make it from agriculture will not make it that south.
Okay,
from,
our time is fast running along.
Okay,
So,
Mr. Ike.
contribution to. Yeah.
Honorable, I think this is where some of you at the National Assembly and by extension the executive should also help us. These statistics, food security, does not really suggest that we are not planting enough. It also includes that we don't have enough storage facilities, we don't have processing facilities that transform certain primary goods
Even a good
to
transport
certain
system.
storable goods that have longer shelf life.
Sure.
If Dangote spends $300 trillion planting tomato in the north, and there is no way
They can
to
store it
make
or
sure that,
process.
It gets to
that after 1 week of harvest, this tomato will still be consumable.
Edible, yeah.
He's wasting his money. 70 to 80% of some of the perishable products planted in the north waste, because from the time of harvest, if I plant tomato, all of them mature practically around the same time. I have limited hands to harvest them, some waste in the farm, some waste while waiting for trucks to come and convert them to where they are needed. We need for you people to legislate, to compel the executive to stop doing agriculture at press conferences alone, to reach those places where they are needed with access roads, with some of those irrigations. We need encouragement.
Let me
just finish, sir.
You made your point.
No,
Time is very short.
let me point it out.
You made your point. Let me tell you.
CBN started and
Let me
co-borrowers.
tell you.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I'm saying
Let me
it
tell
because I'm a
you.
farmer myself.
It's a very difficult thing for for National Assembly to legislate a governor and say, you do that. Now, money is provided to them. At the state level, the House of Assembly will legislate, right? Minister of Agriculture, of course. That's why they say we'll do party. We suggest to them, look, what you are doing is not the best. Have some silos, you know, have some things so that people have rice can come and produce their rice for it to be cleaned in the something. It is for the executive arm of government to sit up right. Honestly, we can do all the legislation, but if the governor, the local government chairman, they don't do, they have the executive power, all the money goes to them. What comes to National Assembly is just more money to maintain the National Assembly. So what I'm saying is that government needs to do more. Of course, we are part of it. And we are encouraging them because it's a shame that so many Nigerians are hungry. And if food is being wasted, of course, we are wasting the food of the farmers. And again, that's what we are even saying, that because of this herdsmen fight, herdsmen eat up the crop of the farmers, most farmers are afraid to go to the bush. So it's an all-inclusive thing.
Okay.
This hunger, you know, we really
It's
need to
a
solve it.
hands-on-deck approach we need right now so that Nigerians, we don't go into famine or starvation as being predicted. Quickly, because our time is almost up, in 10 seconds, Mr. Dixon, your last words.
I want to
Quickly.
disagree with the percentage of the number of people that have problem with food security.
Okay.
It's more than that. It should be more than that in Nigeria. But we're not.
It's more than that.
It should be more than that.
Okay.
But secondly, in the southern part of the country, people are building hotels or hostels or estates where we are supposed to be farming. I'm from Ekiti State.
Okay.
And if you travel between here and Ibadan or other of your states, you see that even in Lagos, people are building hotels and not going to farms and not going farming again. So we just want to encourage people to go into farming, and the government is not even helping these people. And lastly, the issue of fertilizer, it's not properly monitored or tracked.
Okay.
People are feasting on that business. People are
Okay.
getting money from
All right, that's as much as we can take on the show. Many thanks to our panel for making it on the program today. Thank you so much to Mr. Dixon Akinwumi. Thank you, sir, for coming. He's a journalist. Many thanks to Honorable Ogene Ima Ego. He's a House of Reps member in charge of Amu Ward of the Federal Constituency. Thank you, sir, for coming.
Honor to be around.
Also, many thanks to Mr. Ikem Oku. Thank you, sir. He's a PR expert and a social
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
All right, so let's continue the discussion on social media via our handles. Thank you for watching the show today. Have yourself a beautiful day.
Can we take off from?
Yes, you can now.